right, today we're going to spice up our strumming a little bit. We're not going to learn a new strumming pattern per se, but we're going to learn a way to strum invoking some bass notes, in particularly the notes that are on the root string. This is a pattern called boom chicka. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. It's popular in a lot of songs, especially country songs, but not just country songs. They show up in across all genres. All right. So now the first thing we need to do is go back and take a look at where the new root notes are on all of the chords, because they're going to play into this pretty significantly. So we're going to take them one at a time, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to remind ourselves where these root notes are. Now I'm going to use the terms root note and root string. If I say root note or root string, I mean the same thing, because we're going to be focusing on picking a string and strumming, and the root note's always going to be found on that string. So root note, root string, same thing. All right, so we're going to do the caged chords first, right? C, A, G, E, D, and then we'll look at the B chord and the F chords, because there's some peculiarities there depending on how we play them, because those are bar chords. But let's get into this now. All right, so we're going to form up the C first. We'll do the C. All right, so the root note for the C is the fifth string. Okay, that is C. Remember, definition of a root note is has the same note as the chord and is lowest in pitch. So there's two C's on a C chord, right? There's one up here on the fifth string, and then there's one down here on the second string. So the lowest in tone is up here on the fifth. So that's the root note. So this we're going to call the fifth string here the root string. So for the C chord, C, fifth string. Okay. Next is the A. A is also the fifth string, right? This is E, A. It's open string, but it doesn't matter. Fifth string for the A. Okay. The G, sixth string. The E, and this also holds for whether this is a major chord or a minor chord. So for the E, it's also the sixth string, open sixth string. The D, E, A, D, is the open fourth string. Okay, so far so good, right? Now let's look at the B and the F. Now, there's a couple different ways we can play the B and the F, right? This is the B major. We'll call this the easy B, B major. So now the B, the root note here on the, when you play it like this, is actually the third string. Okay? And when we play the B minor, same thing, three finger B minor, third string. If we play that three finger or the four finger, even though the B, the root string here is the third string, we can kind of fudge it a little bit and pretend that it's up here on the fourth string, because that gives us a little bit fuller sound, okay? So just kind of bear that in mind for right now. This is a pretty thin sound because the B is so far up the strings in the way of pitch. So if you play a bar B minor, or a bar B major for that matter, then the root note shifts up here to the fifth string. Okay, so it can be, when it's barred, it's on the fifth string, and when we play it the simple way, it's on the third string. F, kind of the same situation. We play a full F bar chord. It's up here on the sixth string, here, the root note. But a lot of times when we're learning, we play the simple F, in which case it's going to be here on the fourth string. So that's note F. Okay? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And we really do want to kind of have to learn where those are without thinking about it too much. When we hit that C chord, we kind of want to know that it's going to be that fifth string. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to stick with the C major chord here for demonstration purposes. With the boom chicka, we're going to pick the root string, and then I'm going to downstroke, and then an upstroke. So that's the boom chicka, boom chicka, okay? Boom chicka, boom chicka, boom chicka. And it's the same regardless. We play a G chord, boom chicka, boom chicka, boom chicka. Now some people when they do the boom chicka pattern, they like to pick the fifth string and then include that fifth string in that down strum. And then some prefer to omit that fifth string on that down strum and just strum from, in the case of the C major, from the 4, 3, 2, and 1. Or it really doesn't matter. It's your own personal preference. Okay, but now that's only half the pattern. Okay, we're halfway there. What we're going to do now is we're going to interject or include an additional bass note for each chord. Okay, so we'll go through them one at a time again. And the rule of thumb that we're going to use for all of these chords is we're going to find that root note, and then if possible, we're going to go to the next higher, or in the case of tonal pitch, the lower string. So in the case of the C major, it's the fifth string is the root string, right? So we're going to go to the sixth string if possible. But in this case, it doesn't sound too good. So if you can't do up, if you can't move up a string, you go down a string. So in the case of the C, it's going to be 5 and 4. And it's the same pattern, but it alternates. So the bass note's going to be boom, chicka, and then that added bass note, in this case for the C major, 4. And then it repeats as often as you need it to. So it's 5, in the case of the C major, 5. All right, so that's the C major. Now with the C major, remember I've said before, we've got this pinky just hanging out here, not doing anything. If we take that pinky and we add it to the sixth string, or if you prefer, you can play it with your ring and index finger, but since we're playing it this way, the C major this way already, I prefer just to add my pinky. Now we can play the root note, fifth, and now we've got a nice bass note up here on this. As we turn that E into that note E into a G, and we play a slash chord, the C G, and we can play 5 and 6. So it's okay. So depending on how you play it, easy C is 5 and 4, C slash G is 5 and 6. All right, let's look at the rest of them. Here's the A major. So the A major, the root string is 5, right? And in this case, we can go up here and grab the sixth string. So 5 and 6. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka. In the case of the A, though, we can, if you prefer to come down and grab the fourth, that will work also. So you have kind of an option here. I prefer 5 and 6 just because that second bass note is a little bit lower. All right, so that's the A. All right, let's look at the G. here we got G major, right? So now the G is 6 and 4. So we skipped that 5 because you can't go higher. There isn't a 7th string. So normally you would go to the 5th, but for the G, if you can just remember to come down here to the 4th string, that's going to sound much better. So it's 6, 4, 6, 4. Okay, E or E minor, so E major, is 6 and 5. Boom, chicka, boom. All right, now the D is a little peculiar one. So we've got the 4th string here, right? And the 5th string. So 4, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka. 4, 5. Now with the D, kind of like with the A, you have a little option here. You could play 4 and 3 if you wanted to. Okay, so you have an option there. All right, for the B, I will take the B major here first. All right, for the B major, it is the 3rd string and the 4th string. Okay. For the B minor, it's the same thing. 3 and 4. But now I'm playing again. I'm playing the 4-fingered B minor with my pinky added to the 4th string there, that F sharp. But if we played the bar, if you wanted to play the B minor bar, you could take your finger and include the 6th string up there, and then we've got the 5, which is the root note for the B, right? And we could play the 6, so 5 and 6. Get that fuller bass note in there. For the easy F, we have strings 4, and we can't come up to 5. That open A note doesn't sound good, so we come down to the 3rd. So 4 and 3. But now, similar to what we did with the C, if we take our inactive pinky and we put it up here and cover that 5th string and make that a C note, now we've got the F/C chord, and we can play strings 5 or 4 and 5. And it sounds much fuller. And if you play the bar, again, the same thing happens. You can play strings 6, which is the root note, and 5 below it. But we're just starting out with this, so we normally play the easy F. But if you can really cover that 5th string, that really sounds so much better. So let's play that G C D with the boom chicka, and I'll play it pretty slowly here. We're gonna start with G, which is gonna be 6 and 4, right? C, and D. Boom Chicka. So the Boom Chicka can be played with lots of songs. One of the most recognizable is probably Paul Simon uses this when he starts out the Boxer. So you know, although he's playing that slash chord there, right? I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told, etc. and so forth. All right, so that's Boom Chicka. So just add that to your little arsenal of different ways to play songs.